Andre, we finally have some news about the upcoming Ramcharger.
Yes.
The one that is the range extender, not the all-electric Ram.
Exactly, but it does have a big battery and has 2 electric motors. But dude, it's been too long because it was supposed to come out this year. Now they're pushing it to next year. But this is real. This is a prototype in the real world. And these images are sent to us by our friend and viewer, Cole.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool that it's actually out there testing. And this was where, Andre?
This is in Leadville, Colorado. And I did a little story on our website. And I said, it's pulling a trailer in the highest city in the USA.
Wow, they are really testing it. That's great. Now, the issue I have with it is it doesn't look any different from a regular Ram 1500. So how will people know that you have the range extender? And before we go and kind of analyze the pictures, we should tell them what a range extender is and kind of how the numbers fit for this vehicle.
Yeah, and we have all the specs from Ram actually,
Yes.
because they announced, the power numbers, the performance numbers. Basically, it means that you have a gasoline engine, which does not drive the wheels, right?
Charges the battery.
It charges the battery. It's the only job for the gasoline engine is actually to put electricity back into the battery. So ideally, the way you would use a pickup truck like this is you would charge it at home or at the charger, and you would drive it. It has 145 miles of range, of all electric range. And hopefully that's enough for most of your driving. And then when you need to tow long distance, let's say you're going to Moab from Colorado or you're going somewhere long distance, you can use that range extender to bring you there.
Yeah, so it solves the problem of EV towing. Basically, any EV that's towing cuts its range in half, and then you got to spend a lot of time charging and a lot of time sitting at the charger waiting for it to charge. And this allows you to then use a gas engine to charge the battery, which allows you to drive across country without having to wait for the battery to charge because it's being charged by the Pentastar.
But it's not free, Roman.
It's not.
Because
the truck or the electricity?
The
Both.
gasoline is not free. Because when you are actually, let's say you depleted your battery and it's basically running on reserve, there's quite a large reserve in this battery, by the way, 20 kilowatt hours approximately. You're using a lot of fuel too. They're saying EPA rated 20 mpg when you're running only on the gas V6, which is not that great, 20 mpg.
Well, you're carrying around this extra weight in the form of a battery.
Yeah.
No, that's cool that they were towing our trailer. Or is that our watermark?
It's my watermark.
The other great thing about, of course, like let's say you're towing in Leadville, which is where they are, is if you're running all electric, you're not losing. So Leadville is the highest city in America. It's at like 11 or 12,000 feet above sea level.
It's just under 11,000,
So in an internal combustion engine, you're going to be losing 30% of your horsepower.
Power, yes, exactly.
The oxygen density is so much lower. But with this, the battery doesn't get affected. So you're still full on torque.
Which is about, 640 horsepower this pickup truck has, which is a lot of power. It's almost TRX, Ram TRX amounts of power.
All right, so let's look at this picture. So how will we know that this 1500 is the Charger?
So you have a different font on the logo, Roman.
Is that it?
Mostly speaking. So this looks almost identical. For a casual observer, Roman, if you're just walking down the street and this rolls by you, you probably won't notice. There's a little bit of a filled-in grille here, different logo, different wheels.
Yeah, they look more narrow. They look like the Cybertruck wheels.
Yeah, so the wheels are a little bit more filled in. These are 22s, I believe. So these are kind of optional. You can also get a 20-inch wheel on the new Ramcharger range extender. But one thing that Cole, so the guy who sent us these images, he mentioned one thing. He said they see a lot of electric vehicles driving around Leadville, but this one was noisier than most. It was creating, its own sound as it was driving. So I started the rumor.
What was your rumor, Andre?
I think it may have Fredzonic pipes, sound pipes.
That's working out really well for them.
For the Dodge Chargers?
Dodge Charger, yeah. But it would make sense. The Ramcharger and the Dodge Charger both have augmented outside
loud noise.
All right, here's a question for you.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions that inquiring minds want to know. First and foremost, as you know, Ram just announced that they're bringing back the Hemi.
Yes.
So what do you think will sell better, the Hemi or the range extender?
Oh, wow.
If you're a betting man. And I'll give you guys a hint.
Yes.
I want to say with the F-150, the Coyote only represents like 10, maybe 15% of their sales. So
Well, hold your horses there.
okay, I'm holding my horses.
Hold
I'm
your.
holding all 400 plus horses of the Coyote.
We have a story coming out, which is not this video. I spoke to our friend Sam, who's an industry analyst,
Yes, and he said that's
about the V8
Yeah.
in the F-150 lineup, and it's actually closer to 24%.
That's still
which
not
is
huge.
which is about a quarter
Yeah.
of F-150s they sell have V8s. I think Ram bringing back the Hemi V8 into Ram 1500, they might be hoping for something similar. I don't know if they can get there with their V8.
Well, now they'll have 3 powertrains, right?
V6, Hurricane, actually 2 versions of the Hurricane because there's different power levels. V8, and then this is the 4th one.
There'll be 4.
Yeah.
But this is also a Pentastar. So, I mean, really 3, because it's 3 Pentastars. Just one happens to have a big battery.
And electric motors too.
Or 2 Pentastars, sorry.
Okay,
And
anyway.
is this all-wheel drive?
So what will sell better? This is all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So what will sell better, an electric Ram or a V8 Ram? Oh my God.
No, a range extended.
This one.
Because there are no other range extenders as far
Not
as
right now.
As far as I can tell,
So-
trucks on the market.
So Ram has a chance to be first to market
Yes.
because Scout truck is not here. Any other solution is they just don't exist right now. So I think they could sell 10% of trucks, but will they sell better than V8? I don't know because we don't know the price of this.
And speaking of kind of range extenders, we're also getting some hints that there might be a Gladiator coming with the 4xe system, which is, it's kind of confusing, right?
It's a plug-in, but not a range extender.
Yeah. So the difference is subtle but important. Basically, with a range extender, the battery is what powers the motors, and then the gas engine is what charges the battery. Now, with a plug-in hybrid, it also does that, but the battery is much smaller, and the engine also
can power
the wheels. Yeah. So that's the difference in battery range. So this has, you said, 150, whereas like a
4xe system is
like
like
25.
25, and there's a rumor that they're extending it to about 40 miles.
a little bit bigger battery.
So, but still, 40 miles is not enough. I mean, it might be enough to to get you to work in the home, but it's not enough for some serious use.
And for those of you who are wondering, who's going to be second to the range extender party, that is, of course, Scout, because Scout has announced a range extender as well, and you can get both electric and a range extender. But last time we checked, the range extender accounted for 80% of their pre-orders,
Which is why I think they're pushing this ahead.
Yeah. So this was supposed to come out now, but it hasn't. What am I saying? When is it going to be out?
First quarter or like first part of next year, so 2026, which would be ahead of Scout because Scout says 2027 when they're going to be selling their trucks. So this could be interesting. This is our first real world, because we know they've been developing this truck for many months and many years, but this is our first in the wild look at this truck. We don't have pricing yet.
And usually, we've been doing this a long time now, when you see them running around getting tested in prototype form, that means you're usually like 4 to 6 months out from them actually hitting the dealerships. So
Or maybe beginning production,
production,
so to speak.
So, yeah.
So if they begin production in December or January, they'll come up to the dealer probably in the first quarter.
Just in time for the tax credits to go away.
Thank you. I don't know.
I'll be curious. I'm really curious to see if right now there's, of course, an anti-EV movement about people. I'd say movement. People are kind of shying away from electric vehicles and kind of coming back into internal combustion. But I wonder if this will ignite some excitement around electrified vehicles.
I think one of my good friends is really interested in the Ramcharger.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about price. If this is going to be $90,000, I think it will cool a lot of the excitement, right? I have some specs on the website, by the way. That's why I'm looking at this. By the way, dude, huge amounts of payload. 2,600 pounds of payload.
That's incredible considering the battery weighs so much.
Yeah, so this could be a very capable vehicle.
What's the 0 to 60? How quick is it?
4.5.
That's quicker than the Hemi.
It may be quicker than the TRX. Dude, that's the drag race we need to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Ramcharger versus TRX. That could be interesting.
Isn't it funny that all this new technology is coming out in the truck world? You'd think there would be some auto manufacturers, because there's so many more cars and models of cars than there are trucks. So you would think that some like car manufacturer would be like, hey, I'm going to do a range extender. Of course, BMW i3 has done one, but it was early and the batteries were small and the car was small. But I'm surprised that nobody else has actually come out. It's very popular apparently in China. I haven't heard much of the Europeans don't seem to when I say Europeans, I should say the Germans don't seem to, kin to range extenders except for BMW. So I'll be curious to see how it does in truck form and does solve that issue of towing, hopefully.
Yeah.
You should be able to tow with it like a normal vehicle. Right? If you run out of...
Yeah, and just fill up a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, keep going.
You keep going.
Yeah, and then when you get to your hotel at night, plug it in.
Charge it up.
Yeah, and then keep going. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Happy 4th of July.
And thanks to Cole for these images.
Yeah, thank you, Cole.
Yeah.
And if they want to see this, want to read about it, where do they go? Alltfl.com?
Yes. Or TFLtruck.com as well.
Yep.
So there you go.
We'll see you next time. Ciao.
Thanks.